Hello everyone, I am Walt, and here we are with unit number 9 with our third part here on attention. So, you guys may or may not know the Microsoft study, 54-page study I believe, that said that people now have lower attention spans than goldfish. Okay, you heard that right. So they say goldfish, he got an attention span 9 seconds. People, they got attention span 8 seconds. People less than goldfish. This is shocking. So a bunch of news networks went on to say, oh, this is terrible. Look, Microsoft showed lower attention than goldfish. Oh man, humanity's ruined. Smartphones done killed everybody. Everything's terrible. Well, if you've been listening to this series overall, watching it and such, I think that you should know by now that guess what? That's not at all true. Okay, the internet actually has done a lot of helpful things more than it's done hurtful things here. Anywho, when it comes to attention on the internet, guess what? The fact is, people don't have a lower attention span than the goldfish. The goldfish fact about it being 9 seconds, that number is not even right. So, factor that in. The goldfish numbers aren't right. So what do you think that means for the people's numbers here? Also, people's attention spans are not 8 seconds, okay? While the internet may lead some people to have greater freedom, greater distractibility in terms of the fact that, oh, I'm bored after watching this video for 5 seconds. I'm going to watch this other video, or I'm going to go and play this game. It's time for, like I'm in class, but time for my move and words with friends, or chess with friends, or whatever you guys like to play there. And so, having access to a lot of these things gives some people possibly the expectation of constant entertainment or, anything in that direction. That's kind of been hypothesized in that direction. There's a little evidence backing it, but not really enough to say anything definitive in that direction. What we can say definitively is the fact that people's attention spans have not dropped, okay? If we go back even to the 1980s and we look at the numbers when it comes to people's attention span, it's the same number, okay? People's attention spans have not gone through the roof, and they have not plummeted here, okay? While first-person shooters have been shown to be able to decrease the time for attention blink, which is an interesting part of attention for people's ability to focus on certain things, then, that's one specific thing that can work. But a lot of times when you train somebody's attention via any game or any task, their abilities get really good at that one task, but then their attention is not generalizable. So just because they can pay really good attention to like a specific task in a game doesn't mean that suddenly they can pay attention to any task in any game, or to have a longer attention span or a shorter attention span. That's just not how it works. It's very task specific, besides the attention blink thing that I mentioned there earlier. But yeah, I think that it's a very interesting situation where people say, okay, well, people's attention spans are gone. I even remember a good Family Guy episode where they had, Peter had started his 6-second talk show for millennials because they had no attention spans, and stuff like that. It was a funny episode making fun of millennials and whatnot, but still, the big thing about this is the fact that, guess what, okay? When it comes to attention spans, people's attention spans are not gone, okay? People are like, no, the world's over, everybody's attention span's lost. No, it's not, okay? Attention is no different than it has ever been in the past. Now, when it comes to strategies for attention, there are some good ones and some bad ones. One of the best attention strategies is the ability to change tasks. People can only focus on one task for so long, okay, before they're going to end up getting bored. Before they're going to have these problems of boredom. Boredom is something that people have faced since forever, okay? So when it comes to boredom, naturally people are going to get bored, and they need a little bit of attention off of their topic to get their mind refocused, and you really need to understand that, okay? Boredom is nothing new. People have been bored for a long time. And before the days of people pulling out their smartphones in class, people would do things like order pizza to class, which I still find hilarious. They would do things like, bring their newspaper to class, comic books, whatever you got, okay? People would do a lot of these things that they're now just doing with smartphones. So there's nothing new about changes in attention. People have been bored for a long time, and when people think that, oh, students don't pay attention anymore, a large percentage of that is simply just bias against it, okay? Because there's a large part, I believe I mentioned this in a previous video, but there's a large bit of a a teacher's as well, self-efficacy that is based on how much students make eye contact and stuff like that, and the kind of expectation of constant attention, all that kind of stuff. This is a big thing. So a lot of times people are biased towards a nostalgic past as well, where, oh, back in my day we all paid attention and we all focused and all that stuff, when really people didn't do that. People just tend to, you know, tell the story in a very inaccurate way, unlikely because they've, you know, replayed the record in their mind over and over and over again and told the story in a way that, you know, makes them look better or makes the situation seem different than it actually was. That's just because memory is not always super accurate, particularly when somebody's in an emotional state of how the young people have ruined the world and stuff. Well, guess what? That is not at all the case. So here's the thing about attention. People's attention span has not dropped below that of the goldfish, okay? There is nothing like that in play. So, I mean, come on, even the goldfish facts are not even right here. You follow any of the Microsoft stuff and you'll find that none of it lines up right. They don't have enough evidence. They don't have almost any evidence. Anything that's not just, you know, speculation about this, that, or the other. Versus many studies have showed, guess what? People's attention is not changing here. You can enhance attention towards certain tasks by doing these certain things, but that doesn't tend to generalize. And yeah, that's about it for this one. Attention is not changing, so don't worry. Your devices are not ruining your attention. There is no problem over there. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time for the recap of unit number 9. So, stay tuned. I'll see you then.